101.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning.
Morning, Houston, Texas. It's Thursday, July the 18th of 2024, and it's the gang. Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K. Sam's out, Mod's in, and it's Thursday.
Can't talk so loud.
Why?
Why we got to be quiet?
Kevin's hungover.
Celebrating his birthday. How was the birthday celebration, Kevin?
It was festive. We went out to Hearsay, and then we went to a party at Z on 23 for this young lady from a show that we enjoy called
Bravo?
Below Deck. And
People can't see that Special K is wearing a hoodie barely
Yeah.
over his face. We can't.
Well, back
really
up a
see
second.
him.
What is Below Deck?
Below Deck is a show that features the staff of mega yachts and their life at sea. So naturally, it sings to me.
Of course it does.
Drama. You got yachts.
Ocean,
Yes.
yachts.
Everything that you love.
Nutty guests,
Engines.
different personalities.
Okay.
A cool captain. And so she had, I don't know why she was in town. I barely got to speak to her because she was very popular. But Z on 23 is super cute. It's on top of the Meridian Hotel, and you have a sky view of the entire downtown. You can check my Instagram at Radio Special K and just see one of the views, one of the many views. So that was cute. And they had, of course, some themed drinks. Don't ask me what the name of them were, but they're really good.
They're really good.
You
You can't remember
partook.
them.
Yes. No, I don't think they were. I don't remember.
Yeah, he didn't have to pay for it. It was his
Booster
birthday.
may have opened a tab for me. I'm sure he did. Yes, he took care of me the whole night. It was very sweet. And Hearsay, I had never been there before. That was outright delicious. Man, they got scallops and all
Where is
kinds-
that?
Love that.
Oh, I want to say that's on Travis Street.
Okay. What's the cuisine? Is it just everything?
A little bit of
Seafood and steak?
everything.
I wonder why they call it hearsay.
That's hearsay.
That's hearsay.
Your Honor,
That's
that is
hearsay.
hearsay.
It's in the
That
historical.
is not admissible, Your Honor. It's hearsay.
It's in the historical district of downtown, so they have a big painting on the wall of what it used to look like and what it used to be with all these Model Ts in the street.
That sounds
Oh,
fun.
that's cool.
Is that like the only restaurant we have, though? The other place you're saying? Above? On top of a building? Because like in Chicago, we had a bunch.
We still have the round
Bars and
we still have
stuff.
the
I
round
think
one.
there's a
in the
Spindle
Hyatt.
Top.
Is
Yeah.
Spindle Top still open?
That
in the
still
Hyatt?
exists.
I don't know if it still spins anymore.
I mean, it was spinning
I
for a
mean, it's been
while.
spinning for 50 years.
Yeah. Didn't something break down once, and they had to
they
try and
did.
fix it.
They had
after
to
the
redo
storm.
it.
Oh, really?
Y'all, there's one called Strato, and oh my God, it's on maybe the 34th or 44th floor. It's way high up there. It's a little bit executive-y, clinical.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to say stuffy, but there's some corporate people who are going up there and enjoying a late lunch or an early dinner. But the views are spectacular, and they have a huge patio outside that you can just go out
I
there.
want to do that stuff.
Where is
And
it?
Strato in downtown.
While you look that up, let me tell you, Spindle Top, it says on Google, temporarily closed.
Oh, okay. Probably because of Barrel.
I know Tillman's got that.
I've
private
been
club,
for
too.
longer than
that.
Yeah.
Ryan goes to that club. What's that one?
Which one?
In the Post Hotel. Post Oak Hotel.
Oh, yeah. They're
It's like a private.
Barrel and what is it? Barrel and B or B and I forget.
You're thinking of Barrel and Bowl in City Center?
Yeah,
That's
No,
not
that's Barrel and Bold. No, what is it? Bloomin' Bee.
Bloomin' Bee.
Bloomin'
And,
Bee. It's a nice restaurant. It's not a club.
I thought it was like a bar, like up there, like all the mucky mucks.
They do have a
Mucky Mucks.
they have a nice bar where they make custom cocktails. I just go for the food, because they've got like delicious food.
But you can't just go up there. Anyone can't just go up there.
It's not up; it's on the ground floor.
No, there's something up on the top.
Oh, there is. I've never been up there.
My friend was saying they went up there.
No,
it's like
I've
some
not.
private.
Well, you know what
you have
kind
to
of
pay.
people he knows.
I've never been there.
He knows billionaire. Eric knows the billionaire, so
Yeah.
he's got people.
You know what? I just had a horrible. Oh God! I could have given you a hotel. I had a free hotel last night, which we didn't use.
I ain't trying to stay at a hotel.
Oh man, listen
Been
to this.
closer to work.
It would have been close to work too. So
a little
He's
bit.
downtown now, yeah.
now we're at 98% return capacity. They say by tomorrow everybody will have their power back. But yesterday, I just couldn't do it. Like my dog Mango is with my ex-wife because she's got air conditioning. I can't go over and stay at my ex-wife's house. Hey, here's me and my fiance. Can we stay at your house? No. So we were just dying from the heat. It was so bad. And I'm like, this is so inhumane for the dogs. And I mean, I can't take the dogs back to my old place because the person staying there has got a little dog. They're not going to get along. And I just decided, let's get a hotel. Can't take it anymore.
Found a hotel
So your
that takes
breaking
dogs.
point was 10 days in.
10 days. I mean, it was just
Your breaking point was 10 days in.
Well, what I did is I found a doggy daycare, and I just decided, let's go get a hotel. We checked in. 45 minutes later, we got notification our power was back on.
Oh, man.
And we thought, let's treat ourselves to a day at this hotel. And we're laying there, like, the bed's not very comfortable. Let's go home.
Then you're thinking, oh, my house.
I don't want to just leave it.
Ready.
I don't want to get everything ready. So I went back and just spent like
Did you get the
rest
dogs
of the day.
then, or did you leave them?
No, I'm going to pick up the dogs because the dogs.
You already paid for it.
On account of the dogs.
Well, I
That
mean,
was
the
a prank
dogs
call
are being
line.
pampered anyhow, and it's easier to clean up that mess without them running around getting, because there's no fences right now. We lost all our fences, and it's just difficult. Like when you want to take them out to go to the bathroom, you got to put them on the leash.
That sucks an hour in.
Yeah,
That's right. You should have done that 4 days ago.
Oh, I know, but it's just you get to that breaking point where it's like, oh my God, it's like it is stifling hot after like what was it, 10, 11 days without power.
And there's still people right now.
20,000 plus.
Yeah, and they say that they'll have them all restored by tomorrow, supposedly.
Cross our fingers.
And you can find, by the way, the Strato going back at 1415 Louisiana Street. And it's on the 43rd floor.
I think I went to.
Okay,
And it has power.
I think I fell. I think I was in bed by 8 o'clock last night.
Oh, God.
Oh,
I wish.
Lord.
I went to happy hour.
I was turned
Drank
up
and then-
somewhere downtown.
So watching TV. Next thing you know, it was time to go to work. Like, oh,
What'd you drink? Or why
I
were
had
you
a couple
drinking?
old
Just for fun?
fashions. Went to I can't even pronounce it. A Burry Sushi. It's over there on Greenway by my house.
Okay.
They have a happy hour special till 7. That's a good happy hour. 5 to 7.
2 hours to do some
Yeah.
serious damage.
Like $8 old fashions.
What is an old fashioned, by the way? Like,
Just,
what's in that?
It's
Whiskey.
originally, you're supposed to muddle orange and cherry with a sugar cube. And
Some
then
bitter. You put the
you put bitters in it. And then
Bitters.
you put the bourbon. And then you
mix it.
put the
the
ice.
orange.
And you top it off like a splash of soda or something. Were you supposed to do soda back in the day?
Making my head
Or
hurt.
is that something else?
It was like no more booze.
Making my head
I
hurt.
can smell it. I can smell
The
it.
sushi.
Is it coming out of your pores?
It's coming out somewhere.
You know what's so insane, guys? How everything old is new again. I mean, I used to bartend like a freaking century ago, I feel like. I mean, that's how much time has passed because I've been doing radio for so long. Old fashioned was not a cool drink when I used to make
No.
it as a bartender. It was just like this old school drink that certain people would order. I'm like, like a certain generation would order it. And I was like, oh, okay, old fashioned. And now it's been like in fashion for so long.
I feel like Gen X really.
Old fashioned.
Gen X was pretty simple. Beer and like vodka.
Yeah, pretty much.
They didn't even do the fancy tequila.
We're basic.
Fancy
no,
tequila's now.
fancy tequila didn't exist
last
until
5 years.
Yeah.
There's some real good ones. I never thought I'd be sipping tequila
Yeah, people
at
get into
neat.
that.
Yeah, I can't do it. That's
What?
I can't.
The good stuff, though. But
Yeah, like
Tequila
a,
based
goes down
drinks,
like
I
butter.
cannot
like
stand.
clase azul.
Yeah, something is
peppery to
up
me.
with me. I've had tequila drinks, fine. I've enjoyed them, but something about like just smelling the tequila.
The smell does put you off. I
It
will
does.
say that much.
If you've ever had a bad night with tequila,
That's why.
even one time,
And then
high
you
school.
smell that and it brings
truly
back
does
bad
ruin
memories.
you forever, no matter how high quality the tequila is. Patron, I don't feel like had that smell, but
Patron
these
does-
sipping tequilas
That's
have
not
that
even tequila,
smell.
though,
I don't
right?
even like-
Patron's not even.
But
It doesn't
for the
taste good to sip.
sipping guys, Patron is a joke. But I remember in the late '90s when Patron hit the scene, everyone
was a
like,
big
"What is
deal."
this?" It's like water. It doesn't even smell. You think Jose Cuervo? That is like the bottom barrel kind of cliche tequila.
Back
and
then,
then
yeah.
back then it's like, oh, we have this Patron. You're like, what's patron? And then,
What's patron?
Like,
Patron.
what did Specs look like in 1997? Was it 4 aisles?
Yeah.
That's it? Because now it's like
because now you have
there's a
orange
billion
blossom
vodkas.
vodka,
Yeah.
cucumber jalapeno vodkas.
Even when I moved here, there's
gins
only a
that
few
have
vodkas,
whatever.
different flavored stuff. That was a big deal.
I feel like in the
started
early
introducing
2000s,
things.
the flavored ones came out, specifically because I helped open a nightclub on the East Coast, and they would always offer me flavored Stoli that was brand new on the market.
Oh yeah,
Brand
they
new on the
made
market.
different shots with it, little
Mandarin
theme shots.
and
So you just brought up the
raspberry.
fact that certain tequilas, the smell will just bring you back to a bad place. What would you say was the worst hangover? like booze that you've ever had? Like
Malibu rum. Ugh.
I'm not a hangover person.
You've
remember
never
more
had
of
a
the-
hangover?
I've had it once from red wine, but that's when I was older. My stories were more like, which is the one that turns you over?
Yeah,
And what
that
was the
turns
dr-
you
What was
over.
the drink where you went
Last
off
one,
the cliff?
last drink, and you went.
I remember
"Ooh."
being in a club in Midtown and somebody gave me a shot and I was like, okay, fine, we'll do it. And I remember as soon as it went down, I said to myself, oh God, this is going to be over now.
The
I
spins.
was like, how can
No,
I
the
get
spins
it
are
to come
the
back up
worst.
before I actually get sick? I just need this out of my system before it processes. I can't have this thing alkalize in my body.
And
saw
there's
a-
a stuff called Goldschlager that was popular. That
Oh, that was rough. Yeah.
Disgusting, disgusting.
Still make that?
Disgusting. Yes,
I
they
did not.
do.
Ugh.
And I think it's for novelty. Oh God, gold.
Goldschlager would. Oh man.
On TikTok, they do
That's
like
a drink.
they do like where did this saying come from? Like shots. They said it came from like back in the day with the cowboys and westerns type area when they couldn't afford to buy the shot, the drink. They'd give them a bullet. They had no money, but the bullet was worth money, so you gave them a bullet.
And that was worth a
exchange
shot.
shot
that's what they
for
call it, a
a little
shot.
bit of alcohol. Oh, interesting. And things we learned.
I learned something on TikTok. See,
Today, 8 o'clock, don't forget, we have a chance for you to get that keyword to possibly make you the winner for the Olivia Rodrigo Australia trip as she performs in Sydney for the first time. Before that, at 7, it's another Roula and Ryan's Roses. And coming up next, there are a lot of celebrities out there that you could troll. There are a lot of celebrities that are trolled. They have to shut off their social media. They just have to quit it. But there are some celebrities that we've put on a pedestal, and don't you dare talk bad about them. Don't you dare. Who are the celebrities that we could just never hate? And if you hear somebody hating them, you defend that. You're like, you can't say that about her. Let's talk about that. Here's your weather for today.
40% chance of rain this morning. High in the low 90s. Right now, 78 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Keep your radio right here
Time for your daily scoop. Roula and Ryan Celebrity Scoop.
on KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taqueria Arandas. And before I get into the Nemmy nominations.
Emily?
The Emmy nominations for television. There was an interesting article about, the celebrity that you just can't hate them. You just can't. And if you hear somebody talking trash, you're like, clutch my pearls. And I think the list is pretty good because just number 2, 100%. If you talk bad about this person, you're on a special bus.
Should
of
we
hell.
make guesses?
Make guesses.
I have one that's got to be on there. Dolly Parton.
She is on the list. I won't
gotta
tell you
be
where
on
she
there.
lands, but she's on the list. Anybody else
Okay.
want to throw out a celebrity?
I
but
said
really
it
the list
earlier.
isn't like they don't really have. They just put them on there,
Oh,
It's not in
yeah,
order.
but they're just,
but they're not like numbered like they all voted.
I would have to
Right.
say Tom Hanks. Like, he's just like America's actor.
I think Oprah is on there because a lot of people love her. But I mean, there's
But after
there's
Hawaii incident,
Yeah.
they went after her in the
she's
Rock.
canceled now.
not canceled, just people won't maybe defend her as much in the most recent years as they did when she was at her height on television. We can add Tom Hanks to the list because I agree with that, but he's not on this list.
No.
No, shocking. Eric, you want to throw a celebrity name out there or did you already see the list?
I saw the list. So
Oh,
I
okay,
can't.
so you can't.
I agree with most of them.
Yeah. Some of them I'm like, oh, I don't
Like I
it's
said, George
fine.
Strait though earlier. I said George
Oh,
Strait.
you can add George Strait.
just for
He's
Texas
not on this
at
list,
least.
but yeah, for sure. So Chadwick Boseman,
Oh, of
nobody
course.
can say bad things about him.
Of
No, he
course.
fought a valiant battle against cancer, lost his life.
Yeah, I mean,
It's hard to
Wakanda forever.
He's only 43 years old.
I don't know most of any of his other work, but I just have. I mean, Chadwick Boseman just hits me in the heart like so. I'm like, oh,
And he
Chadwick
kept
Boseman.
it
Jackie
quiet.
Robinson.
Yeah, he played Jackie Robinson. His last film was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom with Viola Davis. It's on Netflix. Really, really great film.
Nice.
I
When
definitely
you think
recommend
about it, he was suffering during the filming of these movies. Like he was going through cancer treatment and never let
I
on
didn't
to
tell
anybody.
Next one, Julie Andrews, Mary Poppins,
Oh, of
Maria from
course.
Sound of Music,
I met
Yeah.
her once.
Lady Whistledown.
I thought she was
from
old
Bridgerton.
when I met her in '94. I thought she was old, and she's still
Yeah.
kicking.
Thank God. So nobody ever talks smack about her. And if you do, you're like, oh my God, shut your mouth. What are you saying about
She lost her
Julie
voice
Andrews?
for a while.
She couldn't sing.
She did.
for-
She
did she get it back where she can actually sing now?
She can't
doesn't
sing.
sing
Oh, she
She
anymore.
would sing, but I mean,
No.
she was like
She can sing like in
voice
a lower
problems.
register now, but yeah, that was a whole big thing. She had a lawsuit because they mangled her voice.
Keanu Reeves is on the list. You just hear good stories about him as a person in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's a quiet philanthropist. He's a quiet superhero.
He does a lot
amongst
to help
us.
people.
Does a lot of things. Robin Williams is on the list because he just made so many people laugh, even though he was in so much pain himself, unfortunately.
Yeah, we didn't see the real Robin, I
right.
guess.
Mr. Rogers is on the list.
Oh, yeah. that
Generations of children.
Man was a saint.
looked up to him. Betty White, of course, Eric, you're Betty White.
love
How
Betty.
dare you ever say a bad word about Betty White?
I would fight you for that one. If you said
I think I would too. Yeah.
touch her.
Dolly Parton, as Ahmad said, of course, on the list. Pedro Pascal is on the list.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I think he's likable. I just don't have
I don't know enough about him.
allegiance of somebody
But he
who was
plays a lot
crap
of bad-
talking, and I'd be like, oh my God, how dare you say
He
that?
plays
I don't
bad
know.
guys a lot before he got really famous. Before Mandalorian and then Last of Us.
He was.
If you watch, you're like, wait, oh man, he's the bad guy in this. He's the bad guy in this.
But he was really good in Narcos. I think that's what made people take notice.
A couple other ones. Henry Winkler
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Terry Crews. America's Got Talent.
I will tell you
Yeah, he's
that
fun.
I got to meet Henry Winkler a couple years ago, and he was the sweetest man. Like, when he was signing autographs, he felt bad for the people at the very end of the line, and he was walking out there and giving them cookies and just being so sweet. He's just like
He's very
this
warm.
nice guy.
So that's a list of celebrities you just can't hate them. You just can't hate them and you defend them. So the Emmy nominations came out yesterday, and The Bear set the record for the most nominations for a comedy series ever in the history of the Emmys.
I love this
30
show.
Rock
but
used
not
to
a
have
comedy.
that record, but it got 23
I don't
nominations.
think I laughed maybe 3 times.
Yeah, it's not a comedy.
To me, it was just like intense. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, why am I so involved in this making a dish?
I'm going to have to see
Food.
this. I have never seen The Bear,
You've
but I'm
never
going to have
seen
to
The
see
I think
it.
you'd like it.
Ryan Gosling got his first Emmy nomination for what, though? What did Ryan Gosling get his first
SNL.
nomination
Oh,
for?
SNL, yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
win it.
Yeah.
Yep, for hosting Saturday Night Live. Let's see. Carol Burnett is the oldest woman in the history of the Emmys to get an acting nomination.
that
She was in
Royale
Palm
thing?
Royale. She's 91
My wife-
years old.
She loved that
I don't know
show.
It's
Palm
good.
Royale.
What's it about?
I have no idea. I think it's a
It's
hotel
like
or
some
something.
like resort
Resort. Yeah.
like thing. I keep
She
seeing.
said
the
it's kind of slow
commercials.
at first. Basically, Carol, oh, that's what it is. She's like in a coma. And her
yeah.
niece, is it Kristen Wiig or
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig? She like, well, she's asleep. But I'll go to this resort that only the rich can go to.
On her dime.
It's kind of like that. What was that movie where she was in a coma and she fell in love? Oh my
While
God.
you were sleeping?
While you were sleeping, Sandra
Okay.
Bullock.
Okay.
Remember how she like took advantage?
So
of
wait,
it?
so she doesn't have any lines? She's just laying there asleep?
But then she wakes up
Oh, okay.
and then things happen. I guess that's from what my wife said. She said it's really
I
good.
can get an Emmy for that. Just film me sleeping.
So for Outstanding Drama in Comedy Series, the two big awards of the whole deal. For Drama Series, you have The Crown on Netflix as a nominee.
That won't win.
The Gilded Age, HBO Max. The Morning Show on Apple TV. Slow Horses on Apple TV. Anybody know Slow Horses? No.
Nope.
Three Body Problem
I
on
try-
Netflix. What's that?
I'm too stupid to
For
watch
best
that one. That's
drama series?
Netflix, right?
Yeah.
That's the one. Game of Thrones people did it, and it's like the aliens came, and a lot of the actors from Game of Thrones are in
I
it.
saw some of it. It was really weird.
It's really nerdy,
They
smart.
they have this alien invention that cuts people in not in half but in sections. It was kind of messed up. Like there's all these like kids and stuff like getting sliced.
Ew.
God.
So is it like a gore?
as
kind of show,
Ryan would say,
or-
sliced and diced.
I just watched-
It was sliced and diced.
So you watched the whole
Ew.
thing? I just watched one
I
episode.
know. I
was
only
like,
watched one episode. I was like, this is
That doesn't
weird. I
sound
like
appealing.
alien stuff.
Yeah.
And the other top drama series in
Shogun?
the nomination,
Is that
Shogun from FX,
I
and
hear that's
Fallout
really
from
good.
Prime Video.
Watch Shogun. That'll win.
I might
Oh, and
check
Mr.
it
and
out.
Mrs. Smith from Prime Video.
If I
Also
had-
Oh, I
nominees.
saw that.
If I had
That was
like
good.
$1,000 to spend, I'd put $1,000 on Shogun.
Really?
Guaranteed.
Everyone's really into it.
Is that about?
Samurais?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
anyways, okay. The Outstanding Comedy Series nominees: The Bear, because it got 23 nominations. That's one of
That's
them.
not a comedy, though.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, HBO Max.
That should win. That last season was just spectacular.
Palm Royale, Apple TV. What We Do in the Shadows, FX.
Yes.
Abbott,
Oh, nice.
Elementary on
Of
ABC.
course, my fave.
Hacks on HBO.
That's really
Oh,
good.
nice.
Reservation Dogs on FX.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen
I don't know
that.
that
I've seen
one.
it, but I've heard
It's pretty good. Yeah.
And Only Murders in the Building on Hulu.
Is that the one with Steve Martin?
How many
and-
murders could they?
I'm
Winter.
sorry. That show just it works because of the stars. The script is so basic to me.
Yeah, really?
it's
Selena
so
Gomez got
basic.
her first nomination as an actress for Only Murders in the Building.
I picture that they don't even have a script because Steve Martin and Martin Short are such good buddies.
I could
They're
believe
just
that.
They're
ad-libbing?
probably like, oh, this script sucks.
yeah.
We can do better.
They're like, oh, here's this boring plot, but here's Sting. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, that's Sting.
I feel like Steve Martin and Martin Short are the kind of relationship in entertainment that's that's really special that you can do that. You know that if you have a project, I bet when Steve Martin has a project and he knows that Martin Short's going to be on it, he just feels like,
I saw him perform.
It's comfort, relief. Like, okay,
Did you see him
we
at
got
Smart
this, we got this.
Financial?
Smart, they were really good together.
Uh-huh.
I mean, just the jokes. It's like old school, like make fun of each other and just roast each other. And yes.
And
If you
you've
think
made your
about
peace
it-
now with Martin Short, Eric.
Yeah.
You no longer hate
They
him.
haven't had like a good comedy
fan.
duo in a long time. You remember the golden age of Hollywood? You'd have like comedy duos. There'd be like a Abbott and Costello
Who
type
would be
thing.
somebody like in the last 10 years
Laurel and
that
Hardy.
you like to see in action movies together? I don't know. I can't.
The
Jason
Rock and
Statham
Jason
and somebody?
Statham.
Yeah, that's about
The
it.
Rock, those two?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Used to be like Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Yeah.
those
Right,
movies.
that was 90s.
That was fun. They should bring that stuff back.
I would love that.
Let's see. When it comes to big nominations,
Oh.
you've got what?
Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, Bad Boys.
Well,
That's
yeah,
true. That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah, Will Smith.
Quinta Brunson's up for Abbott Elementary again on ABC. Outstanding lead actress for comedy series. That's where Selena Gomez is nominated. Maya Rudolph is nominated for Loot on Apple.
So many
y'all
shows
seen
I've
that?
started. I liked them.
I saw one Loot.
Loot is pretty good.
It's fun.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like the fake story of, like, you know how Jeff Bezos divorced his wife?
Yes.
And she got all that money?
Yeah.
It's like a fake version of what her life would be like with all that money.
But the only difference
Okay.
is that in real life, that Bezos' wife actually knows what she's doing.
Right.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
wants
She
to put,
helped
like,
him do
in other words,
that.
like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Let's see. Kristen Wiig for Palm Royale is on there. On that list for outstanding lead actress for comedy. Jean Smart for Hacks.
She's so good. You think I feel like she's a real comedian. After
Yeah.
watching Hacks,
Smart.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, oh yeah, she's just an actress.
Let's see. Outstanding lead actor in comedy series. Larry David for Curb. Steve Martin for Only Murders. Martin Short for Only Murders. Jeremy Allen White for The Bear.
They'll win.
Did he win last year, I think?
won 2
Or
years
was that
in a row.
Golden Globe? Yeah.
They need to give
Matt
it to
Berry, What We Do in the Shadows.
They got to give it to Curb. It's the last chance. It's the final season. It was so good.
Something tells me he PO'd somebody on that committee.
Oh, he probably-
gives that vibe.
Yeah, he does that to everybody.
When you tried to strangle Elmo live on the Today
Yes.
Show, that's when it was over for me with you, Larry
That's
David.
hilarious.
something like
You
that.
can't choke Elmo. Anyway, you want to see the whole list. There are a lot of different nominees, a lot of different categories. Go to Emmys.com. The Emmys are going to air on Sunday, September 15 on ABC.
Or just take this list if you're looking for shows to watch.
Yeah, and see
We're
what
always
these
like,
are about.
What should we watch? There you go.
Is
It's
Palm
big list.
Royale like White Lotus and Acapulco?
White
It's another
Lotus-
show about a resort?
Okay, Acapulco is the sweet version of what life is in a hotel. White Lotus is the exact opposite. That is a
They're all
dark
great.
show. It's a great show, but they're not like each other at all.
I do like shows that, I know this is all fictional stuff, but I told y'all, I don't know what the show was called on Netflix, where it showed me the behind the scenes of the biggest cruise ship in the world and how they make it operate. I would love to see a behind the scenes of these massive hotels in Vegas and what it really takes for them to keep clean and be on point. Between the florists, the housekeepers, the caterers, the room
And the
service.
gambling side, do they
Yeah, the
all meet
casino
together?
side,
Do they
yeah.
have separate meetings?
Like yesterday, I was at the airport and the TSA all had huddled together. It was like meeting time in front of the TSA. And I was like, whoa.
I'm surprised they
You
didn't
even
do a
told us
reality
what
show.
happened. You dropped your kids off at the airport.
I told y'all yesterday
time
at this
they're
time, my
flying by
mama
themselves.
heart was walking outside my body and I was leaving it at the airport because I let my children fly without mommy or daddy yesterday. And I'm going to tell you how it goes if you've never done that. And that might come to you in your future because the question was,
You get
did
divorced?
anybody find me crying in a corner against a pillar or not? I'll explain next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's KRB. Let's do it with more of the Roula and Ryan Show.
Okay,
my
so how was
friends.
yesterday?
Got to give you a little update for those 6 o'clockers that may have heard that yesterday. I'll update you new. So I have 3 children. They range in age from 9 to 13. And I have cousins that live in California. And when my cousins were here visiting a couple months ago, they were like, when the summer comes up, how about we have the kids come visit us? I mean, of course, you guys are welcome too, but I know that parents are always looking for things to do with their kids and parents are working. They can't get as much time off as the kids have for the summer, So all this evolved into yesterday when we decided, yes, we're going to let our kids go see our family on the West Coast. Originally, I bought 3 tickets for all 3 of my children to go unaccompanied on a United flight to California. And even as the days were coming up, guys, I had such a stress ball in my chest. Like, am I really going to put all 3 of my kids on an airplane and not go? I was like, it's impossible for me to just fly with them and come back. That's like a $600 ticket. And then I don't think the turnaround is enough time for me to get back.
If you do that, do it on a Friday, and then you can stay till Sunday, and then fly
Right, and then come back on Sunday.
They could stay.
So in the end, I canceled my son's ticket because I was telling my oldest daughter, listen, when you guys are on the airplane and mommy and daddy aren't there, if if one of them gets scared or get sick, or like my son will get motion sick or something. I don't know. I'm just thinking all the scenarios. What if somebody has to throw up? What if somebody starts crying? I told my oldest daughter, who she's taken the lead of responsibility the way most oldest kids do. I said, just help them. Like, y'all help each other.
Put that pressure on her.
And then she's like, I told them all three, y'all help each other. If one of you guys needs something, the other two have to swoop in. And she was like, I just don't want to have to worry about somebody throwing up, Mommy.
So she could take it.
So then a couple days later, my son told me, Mommy, it's okay if I don't go to California. I don't want to stress out Alexandra too much because, I don't know. What if I do miss you, or what if I get scared? I just don't want to make her stressed out. I was like, oh my God, you're the sweetest child ever. Okay, fine.
Good kid.
It was really nice.
Worrying about
So
others.
he bowed out on his own.
Yes.
Nice.
And I told him that we would do other fun things if he stayed behind. So I had to go to the airport yesterday. But anybody who's ever dropped off their kids, and I know, Eric, you did this a lot with Ethan when you and your ex-wife had divorced and y'all have to go back and forth. I don't know if the rules were the same. When I showed up to the airport, like a regular domestic flight, you're not doing like 3 hours ahead of time because it's not international. You're just... it was very easy to get to the airport. I didn't have any traffic trying to go to parking in the garage at Bush. All the things that we've heard, it was pretty easy go. And when I got to the concourse, since I'm the mom, I can walk them to the gate. Even though I'm not flying anywhere, they give you a special pass. Well, there's a desk for that. So I go to the desk, and the lady is like, well, I mean, it's like a process. I mean, it takes like a while. I mean, your flight's at... it's like in an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, my God. Print the freaking pass.
It's not that hard.
And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea. I thought it was just something I just show you and I just get a pass to go in. Well, I mean, we have to it's like a whole thing. I was like, okay, well, can you do the whole thing?
Let's get it started.
So she does the thing. You have to give them all the information of who's greeting them on the other side so that person can get access into the airport. So then we get to the gate and they're supposed to load first, the unaccompanied minors, so that the flight crew can help them. We'll put their bags in the overhead bin and seat them like closest to the galley in the back. So the flight attendants are right there. If they go to the bathroom, it's right there. They need something to drink, they're right there. They're the last row on the plane. The last 3 rows of the plane are reserved for unaccompanied minors if there are some.
Oh, okay, because the last row sucks.
Well, because but think about it, if there's a kid without their parent and they have to get up to go to the bathroom, you want the bathroom to be right there. If a kid needs something, the flight attendant, it's easier for her to or him to look over and be like, oh, did you need some ice or something? Or do you need something to drink? Or here's a snack. Also, they get snacks. Now, you quote free, but you know how much they charge for an unaccompanied minor? $150.
Yeah.
Because you're not with them.
What?
Because you're paying the babysitter flight attendants.
They have to watch it. They have to spend time.
But do the flight attendants really get that extra cash? No. That's United.
I got to give a shout out to Laura and Jennifer because Laura is a huge fan of the Roula and Ryan show. And she was the gate agent at the gate in the Bush Airport. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I haven't seen you in real life because, we're on radio, right? And now with Instagram and social media, people kind of see us and they're like, how do I know you? How do I know you? How do I know you?
Your voice
How do I
sounds
know
good.
you?
Sounds familiar.
So that really helped my 11-year-old stave off all her anxiety because she had started getting like closer to me as we were walking to the gate.
she
She
was?
started like
she was holding you?
hooking my arm and like really tight, and
Aw.
Mommy, I'm gonna miss you so much. I was like, I know, baby girl, but
How
it
long
was
are
so
they
much
going
fun.
away?
5 days.
Okay.
And so, California has Disneyland, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kept pushing that. I was like, in 24 hours, you're going to be in the most wonderful place in the world.
check the weather?
It's going to be so fun.
Make sure it's not raining.
So I thought for sure I'd start crying once they went on the plane. I thought for sure I'd start crying. But because of Laura and Jennifer, who are fans of the Roula and Ryan show, like they
Distracted
didn't
you?
realize that they were distracting me from putting it all on me because I joked like I'm going to be over here behind this pillar crying as I watch their plane pull over the jetway. So the kids got on just fine. There was my daughter texted me from the plane. There was a man sitting next to them, but he's a nice grandpa, Mommy. I was like, okay.
Doesn't look like a pervert.
Doesn't look like a pervert.
And the flight was full. And since my son wasn't there,
I would've been
his
like,
seat
take a
got
picture.
released the last minute, so somebody else got to grab
You
it.
can FaceTime.
I'd be like, hey, can you take a photo real quick? Pretend like you're doing a selfie, and so I can see this guy next to you.
They sent me
yeah.
one.
Yeah, I figured.
But it was the lady that walked them on the plane and came back. Sent me a picture of where they were sitting, and I could see that guy.
Okay, that way you got evidence.
Yeah. So I did not cry. I was pretty proud of myself, but thanks to Laura and Jennifer is probably why I didn't cry because they were talking
You
to me.
stay till
I stay. You have to stay until you see that plane leave the jetway and move on to go to the tarmac to take off. So it pulled away from the jetway and then it was sitting there for quite a little bit for whatever reason. And then once I saw it out of my sight, then I was able to leave. Here's another fun fact. You know how weird it is to be in the airport where you're not going anywhere? Because that hasn't happened since 2001. I told my babysitter yesterday, it was my son while I went to the airport. I said, before you were born, we used to be able to actually go into the airport and watch our family get on planes.
Or people would take their kids there just to watch planes.
Well, you can still kind of do that if you go on the garage, top deck of the garage, but you go into the airport.
You'd look out the window and watch it. It's interesting when you go to the airport, you see two very different emotions. Usually people that are really, really happy or really, really sad.
Or running for their lives.
Because they're saying goodbye or they're saying hello.
24 years ago, I wanted to do a book. I'm not a photographer, so I couldn't do it. I wanted to take pictures of people and call it Hello Goodbye at the airport. And Love
it's
Actually,
like the end of Love Actually.
Love Actually did that. I'm like, oh, there goes that idea.
They're showing all the... Have you seen the end of Love Actually, Ahmad?
No, I've never seen it.
It's a movie. They say it's Christmassy time because there's a lot of Christmas in 3 minute, but the end is that.
Is it the Vince Vaughn one?
No. This is Hugh Grant and Emma Thompson and Colin Firth and Liam Neeson.
Yeah, you're thinking of
Keira Knightley.
Four Christmases.
Okay.
It's not really a comedy.
It's just, and it's not appropriate for kids because there's just a whole storyline. You cannot watch this in your house
about
if you have
adult
children.
Actors.
About stand-in adult actors.
And they're naked.
Oh.
It's so crazy.
It's the
but
Hobbit
the end
guy.
scene
It's the main
is
Hobbit.
they just had the camera set up in the London airport, and I guess it's all real people, and they're having the reunions. It's like when you come out of customs, and you're like, oh my God, you're here, and it's all the hellos and the goodbyes. But there's a restaurant, guys, that I have seen in Terminal C, in the new Terminal C at Bush. It's called Bam Bam. Has anybody ever eaten there? Bam Bam. No. It's an Asian restaurant that smells amazing. Every time I go to a flight, I'm like, God, I really want to eat there, but I don't have time. Yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. Maybe I should eat here. No, I didn't have time. I had to get back to the babysitter.
Yeah, I don't want to eat a big meal.
But you work at Bam Bam in Bush Airport. I want to know, is it delicious or does it just smell delicious?
Bring us some.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Roula and Ryan Show on KRBE with what's going down in H-Town.
All right, CenterPoint Energy says 98% of their customers have had power restored. They expect everybody by tomorrow. Taqueria Randis is serving free lunch for all linemen until July 21st. So that's really a cool thing that they're doing. Taqueria Randis, free lunch for linemen
Say it
until
with some
July
gusto,
21st.
right? And say it like Jeremy Pena. Taqueria Randis.
Arandas.
I can't do it either.
H-E-B and Kroger have announced that they are going to be offering discounts to shoppers on eligible items from July 14th through the 21st. Patrons will save 10% on all frozen foods, including ice, at H-E-B stores. And Kroger is helping customers in Houston by offering 10% off a purchase of $100 or more in a single transaction with their Kroger Plus card.
Good job, Kroger.
Yeah, so they're both doing something nice. FEMA's aid package is designed to cover losses that are, for people uninsured and underinsured. Residents with property insurance are still eligible, but FEMA will not offer assistance for losses already covered by their policy. However, if an applicant's insurance benefits are delayed for 30 days or more, FEMA will still offer aid to support their immediate needs. If you want to find out if you're available for this, go to FEMA.gov. That's FEMA.gov.
And if you get denied on that claim, is what I learned, is they'll step in, allegedly step in and help you pick up the pieces from then on out. But you got to get that denial letter over to them first.
How do you do that? Is there a FEMA door somewhere I can knock on?
Just go to FEMA.gov. FEMA.gov.
You have to, because I started this process, and I just filled out this form, and they declined me because I have insurance.
Okay.
And so then they were like, well, listen, this is not over yet. If your insurance declines you on this claim for your roof, then we will step in. But we need to see that letter from your insurance company saying that we can't do this.
Yeah, that's a great thing to know. Now, one thing that we didn't really expect was all the burglary. The average number of burglary reports after Beryl hit just jumped dramatically. From that Monday through that following Saturday, the department took in 259 reports of burglaries, an average of 43 daily. Here's why. There's no power. They know that there's no cameras.
And
people were smashing out storefront windows with garbage cans. They know
Thieves
that there's
still
no
figure out how to thieve.
There's no film.
Dirtbags.
There's no cameras.
By the way, on text, people are telling me Bam Bam is delicious.
Now I want
in
to try
Concourse.
this.
I want to try it too. Can we get a pass as the Roula and Ryan show and go there for lunch and see how delicious it is? Okay, coming up next, it's Roula and Ryan's Roses. If you have questions in your relationship, we help you figure out if your mate's a cheater or not. And that is next on 104.1 KRBE.